second exercise for today is going to be a reverse version of the paws up. We're going to do back paws up for this one. So with a back paws up, we're shifting the weight forward. So although it's the back legs that are raised, the front end is the end that's actually going to be doing a lot of the work. So it's working, with the shoulders. You're working elbows, fronts of the legs, front end of the body. It's quite important when you've got your dog in a position where the back end is elevated that you don't then have your dog looking up too high, especially for too long, because what happens is as they're looking up, you've got a really sharp curve in that cervical spine, which obviously isn't the best. If you sat and did that a few times, you'd certainly feel it in the back of your neck. So we do just want to make sure that our positioning works quite nicely. Now, with your rear feet, it can literally be anything that you've got that's non-slip for your dogs. Take into account their age, take into account their abilities and their size. Okay, so I'm going to reveal Ripley from behind Merlin. There she is on a snuffle mat at the moment. Now Ripley's got tiny legs, but she is fully grown, so she can do, a height that suits her. She's quite comfortable, will go backwards up a couple of inches of height. But to show you, I'm going to keep it quite low on this snuffle mat here. If you've got a puppy, any size, then quite low. It doesn't have to be very tall at all. It could just be a book covered with a yoga mat would be fine. If you've got an adult that's a bigger breed, then you might find you could do something a little bit bigger, like a box of some sort or a really thick book. But do consider your dog, because once they've got that back end up, it does shift things quite a lot. You're better off starting low, which still will be working, than going too high too soon, and then either put your dog off or actually you end up causing them a bit of discomfort. So all we're going to do, just need you out of the way, Mel. Oh, wrong dog. That's the one I want. There you go, Rippers. So we've got a snuffle mat here, and if you haven't seen a snuffle mat before, it's just a thing that you put treats in for your dogs to snuffle through and find, basically. So it's like a rubber doormat with a load of fleece on it. So it's quite a soft one, this one, but it's just something I've picked up that's a good height for what I want to do. Right, go around here, Mel. He's a good boy, you have that. So I'm going to guide Ripley to come onto it and walk off. So we've now got back feet on, front feet onto the floor, and I'm keeping the treat quite low so that her head isn't going up too high. Because like I say, I don't want her doing that a lot because, well, number one, I'll get her sick, and number two, it's not really good for the spine. So if just a moment like that, and then you can walk your dog off. You can have that now. Merlin, come round. Good. There's a good boy. Yeah, it's clever. And off you come. So, nice and low, walking them across, walk them off forwards once they're done. If your dog can back up, so if you've done some walking back work with them already at any point, or you've done the other day's warm-up exercise, which was walking back, you can try your dog walking back onto the item. Again, it's crucial that it's low at this stage because they're just going to try and avoid it otherwise. They'll have to lift their legs up in a bit of a weird way to get there. So doing it backwards, I'll move this away a bit. I'm going to reposition where I am. Right, now get that, Ripley. Off, back. Yes, good girl. So you can start on there, so that way your dog knows where they are. Bring them off, walk back. Yes, good girl. And you want it nice and slow and controlled. Walk back. Good girl. That's nice. Right, Rippers, go get it. Merlin curl. Bring your dog on first. Walk back. You're in the way, Rippers. Yeah, you're in the way. Ripley, go get it. Merlin, walk back. If your dog needs a bit of a help, then obviously do help them back. Back. Good boy. If you've got two dogs, do them separately. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay. So then you've got that nice backing up action as well, and they end up with their back feet raised. Now, items that you can use for this. Dogs that haven't done this particular exercise or haven't just started learning walking back, or senior dogs and puppies, keep it low. Something that they can actually get their feet on that's not too wobbly, that's quite even. Like I say, something like a book works really, really nicely for this one. If you've got a Wii board for the computer, that would work really well. The Wii fitness boards, they're a really good height for that. I used to use that with Cassie, and it's a really nice size. It's got a non-slip cover on it already, the silicone cover. They are really good for this one, so something like that works perfectly. If you've done this already and your dogs know how to walk back and they know how to put their rear feet on stuff, then we can go into a more advanced version of the exercise. So this is just a normal cushion, just a sofa cushion. Obviously it's a bit bouncy, it's a little bit higher than we might need, but it will flatten slightly. Right, Merlin, so I'm just going to show my dogs what it is they're on. And then walk back. You missed. Walk back, back, back. Good boy. So there with Merlin, he wasn't sure what was behind him, and I didn't set him up very well. Walk back, feet on. Good boy. So he avoided it because he wasn't too sure. Up. Ripley. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Walk back. Yes, good girl. You can see how high Ripley's legs go. Yes. But again, she's very confident with this. She's done it quite a lot before, haven't you, sweetie? So she knows what I want her to do. Cushions work really well. So this is just a sofa, just a small cushion. You can use your normal sofa cushions if you've got a bigger dog or a dog that's more used to it. Or for the advanced dogs in the group, if you've got any fitness equipment, then now's a good time to bring out fitness equipment. So wobble discs, balance discs. This is a fit bone, so this is designed for dogs specifically. It doesn't have to be this, it's just something that will move about. Paw pods, if you've got paw pods, line them up for your dogs to walk back onto. Come over here, walk back. Good boy. Walk back. Yes, good lad. That's very nice. Go get it, Rufus. And again, as you see, I always start them off on it. Walk back. Feet. Good girl. Walk back. Feet. Good girl. Good. And I always have that head nice and low to treat, because I don't want them looking up too high. Off you come. Good. Okay. So that's your main exercise for today, which is day 4. Good girl. So that's rear feet up on something low to start with, low and not too moving. And then if they can, and this is optional, you can try having them walk back and ending up with their feet up. So as before, around 6 repetitions in a session. Make sure your dogs are warmed up first, and they don't have to go from very far. As you can see, small distance works absolutely fine if you're doing the walking back part, but do show your dog what they're starting on if you've changed it by bringing them round the back, walk them across it first, and that will give them a bit of confidence. So off you go. Remember, post a video or a photo if you want any kind of feedback. Any questions, just ask away, and I hope that you are enjoying the challenge so far.